Right, let's talk about what the future entails for Bailey and also some of the youngsters that have gone over for pre-season. Hello and welcome to this video. If you could like, share and subscribe to the channel, much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when videos go live. Hit the like button as well because we are trying to just push the likes up a little bit. It helps the algorithm a lot because I can see I've got a load of the views, but the likes will help a lot just push it in the algorithm. So let's talk about Bailey Cadamarteri. Signed a big long-term contract, the 19-year-old, last season, and he already came in and did really well. Now, here's the thing. His time did get a little bit reduced when Ugbo came in, but he was always there when needed to be called upon. He played 26 times for Wednesday last season in his maiden season at S6. Now, it is the thing that there's been interest from him since about December, which he got a 3-year deal at the moment, and he looked good in the preseason. So Danny had been speaking to the Star, and they said Bailey helped us a lot last season, a very difficult moment. He showed his quality and strength, and then in the second half was a little up and down with some injuries and not so many minutes. This is normally came from the academy. It was a big step, and now it's about making him ready for next season. He had a good opportunity against Salzburg where he showed his quality, but he should still improve. This is important now. Now we see what the best for Bailey at the moment. There is no question mark. We want to improve him, help him, bring him on to the next level. That's the reason why we extended the contract last season. And if you think about it, if you've got the right likes of fellow prospects like Charlie McNeil, you've got Jamal Lowe, who's a good one, and you've got the continuous pursuit of Ugbo and putting a Smith there. It's interesting who we rate him highly. And they were asking Danny if loading him out would be interesting. And it's interesting to see what happens there. And he said it's a very difficult question at the moment. At the moment, it's not clear which players will come in, how many players we can get in the centre forward position. It depends a little bit. In my mind, I want to have different player profiles again, not just similar profiles. It's important to have a target player in the squad. That's Smith. A player with speed, I'd probably say that's your McNeil. A player who can receive the ball in the red zone, that's probably Ugbo. There are different profiles of player you need to flex about, and this is what we want to try. In the following week, we'll try and see what direction we can go in. So that's interesting, seeing that that's the kind of player he's looking at. Now, I'd be very interested to see what Danny does with Bailey, because you put him on loan somewhere, you give him minutes, you've got to see what happens, because if you can get him on loan, he's got to be playing in, week out. And then the next season, you properly put him in to your starting 11 as a mainstay. And we are building, if you look at the players we're getting in a front lineup, they're like 20, 21, 19. But with that, they don't have to be registered, which is the beautiful thing. They don't have to be registered. So if we suddenly do have an issue, you have that thing happening. So it's interesting that we've taken some youngsters over. Gabriel Okabayo, I think that's how you say, was not too sure what was going to happen with him in football. He did well against Alton Town. He also featured in the RB Salzburg game. But there was a time where he didn't know where he was in his career. And Danny goes on to say he deserved it because he trained well in last week. What I like is that he is a great personality who talks on the pitch. He lends the back four even at he leads the back four at a younger age. This is fantastic to see. This is what we need. He's calm on the ball. It's a fantastic opportunity to take him here and give him space and some minutes. Now we'll see how he improves. I always want players from the academy involved in the first team, and also it's about getting them a chance. Use a chance if it also timing. Maybe you get an injury, you need to be ready for a young player. I'm very happy with our last week. Also, against Brighton, we had Gullier and Reed with us, and that's interesting. He goes on to also say, I will try and see that we have players in. Not every week, but often we will have games and challenges over and over again. I like having a manager who's willing to work with them, work with the youth. And it helps to know what he demands from them. He also goes on, it's important because we never know what happens. If we have two injuries at the same position, we need backup and the players demand, and it's very helpful. You get players that are youngsters coming into the squad, helping out, knowing what Danny can do, knowing Danny's around to help. It makes it so much easier if you have an issue like that and you can push everything on. And the thing is, you've got to push every aspect of the youth academy. So the moment someone's in training with us, you want to see what they can do, see how they respond to being with the first team men football. Because there's a difference between having the men team kind of thing and then having the situation with, like, say, a Sean Fuser who's there, and he's been really positive, and Danny liked him a lot. He turned around and said that Sean's impressed over the last 2 weeks. It's really interesting to see him in the 6 or the 8, and it's interesting that you're seeing him look at different positions for the academy players, ready to see where we are. And I don't think we've had someone look at youth team properly, and I mean properly, because I'm gonna say properly. Sorry about that part of that clip. Something on my computer just started crashing. But in air quotes, as I was saying, the last time we had a bit of a youth system was when we had Josh Lukai, and he was forced to use the youth team. And that thing, he was forced to bring in youth team because we couldn't sign anyone. So it's also interesting looking at that. Danny spoke about Sean Fuser saying he can play him as a 6 or an 8. There are a lot of these youngsters who are being given a chance during this preseason to go out and impress Danny, show them what they can do and be part of the solution and be part of a fix if they need be. So, like he said, if someone gets injured, there is a chance for someone to come in there, take their claim to the spot, go, I'm ready, Gaffer, put me in. And the fact that they train with the first team and come up and stuff, it really helps. So we're looking at what future Bailey's going to have down the line. We spoke about Sean Fuser, but also Gabriel Otogabai, because I'm butchering your name, sorry, lad. But Gabrielle as well, really good to see. So it's good thing going with the youth team side of things. And let's see where we manage to figure out what to do with Bailey. Bailey could have a really good chance of being in, but I think we're waiting for players to come in before we find out what we're going to do with him for the rest of the season.